This is the Iron Man of IT from the ConTechCrew podcast. We're here at the expo floor for Autodesk University 2018. Today's booth interviews are connected by DeWalt job site Wi-Fi. That's right, guys. We're coming to you live over Periscope, thanks to DeWalt. And I'm here with one of our favorite partners, Zach Scheel from Rhumbix. How you doing, Zach?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Hey, it's really great to have you here. I know you've got some stuff you really want to tell us about the things that are dropping here at Autodesk 2018. So what was big for you?
Yeah, so first of all, yesterday we announced the integration with BIM 360 Cost. So Autodesk has released a new project financials module, BIM 360 Cost, and Rhumbix's T&M tracking plugs into that module. What this means is that in the BIM 360 Cost module, for any potential change event, a general contractor can create a potential change order and open up the ability for subcontractors to draw down tickets against that for all the T&M or force account work. So in the field, as those tickets are created, the GC has real-time visibility into when the tickets are created and then how much those tickets cost.
For those of you guys that weren't here or weren't watching, yesterday's big drop was that they are now going to bring financials, cost management is what it's called, into the BIM 360 platform. And for those of you that don't know Rhumbix, Rhumbix is your connected field platform. It is the #1 platform for people to document things in the field. It started off as a time application, and then you've really moved into some time and materials lately, right?
Yeah, so we really aim to move the industry away from creating documents and really creating structured field data. You know, at the end of the day, construction is a data-rich environment, but we're very poor at capturing that data. Rhumbix allows a company to capture any field data from foremen, inspectors, craft workers, have all that synced with the cloud, and then from there you can generate any workflow or any document that you need. So started out with time cards and production tracking and labor productivity analytics, but now we're looking at how do we digitize that foreman and collect all the field data in a structured way to make it useful for a variety of applications.
That's awesome. Because, I mean, one of the things we've had is these data silos that have been forming over the years, and we really can't have that. We need the information to flow, and you're solving another one of our core problems, right? You're hooking our specialty contractors to our general contractors through a single source of truth that everybody uses. Because in that cost management, if I'm understanding this correctly, on a potential change order, then that can actually kick through BIM 360 Field into Rhumbix, and then I can only go against that potential change order. So you're really allowing that workflow to happen in real time, but allowing it to capture, because, you know, those T&M tickets and all those PCO work, that used to like always make it to the office, right?
Yeah, the average time for a subcontractor to be paid out on a extra work ticket is 88 days. 46% of subcontractors tap into a credit line in order to float those payments because of the time it takes for a paper-based process to work its way through the system. We've got contractors like Hensel Phelps that are able to pay out in less than 10 days. So those subcontractors never have to go and take on an extra credit line and incur finance charges to pay for the time it takes for them to get paid for that work they've already done.
So wait, you're saving money in the process, you're guaranteeing money in the process, and then you're actually saving on that other overhead that they're already hitting. So you're getting it triple whammy there, right? The other thing I want to hear about is I know Rhumbix is heavily partnered with Autodesk right now. In fact, you know, announcement we did on the show was that Autodesk actually has financed and backed you guys a bit. Talk about why it's so important to be connected with a company of that size with this kind of innovation.
Yeah, I think, you know, Autodesk has always really been pushing this idea of a common data environment. And I think at the end of the day, when you look at how does all the data need to be structured, it all is going to tie back to a building information model in the BIM. And so Autodesk really pioneered bringing that to the industry. So I think over time, we'll continue to build more integrations where you're able to connect up field data back to the BIM model. So you'll have ideas like the ability to know cost of construction when you're designing work in a design environment. And then that's the predecessor of generative design to be able to generate multiple designs at different price points with actual construction labor cost data feeding into that.
That is incredible. But I am going to spin our interview here really quick on you because we both have something, you know, I've always been excited about Movember from you guys. So we're going to have you tell everybody a little bit about Movember, and then maybe we'll bring it back to a little story here. But, you know, I'm excited to hear, what does Movember mean to you guys?
Yeah, so Movember is a charity that's dedicated to changing the face of men's health. It does this by having men grow mustaches or mows during the month of November, hence Movember. And it's a really cool concept. Something as simple as facial hair really breaks down barriers to men talking about health issues like we are today. And this year in particular, I want to really highlight and raise awareness around men's mental health, especially in the construction industry. construction industry suicide rate is 3.5 times the national average and the second overall highest suicide rate of any industry in the United States. A large part of that is just because the stigmas around men not talking about their health. And so Movember is really all about breaking down those barriers so that, at the onset of symptoms, men are more likely to go seek medical treatment or go talk to a doctor rather than traditionally trying to tough it out and see what happens.
Well, I have to say that I'm inspired by Movember, and we usually aren't the story here, guys. We're usually the ones bringing you guys a story. But for those of you who've been listening, you know that I actually have had an issue recently that I had that issue. I was about to tough it out. I was one exit from getting onto an airplane, and I made the decision to actually go seek medical treatment because I knew something was off. Now, in the past, I might have toughed it out, but instead of doing that, I did, and it turned out that could have cost me my life. So by getting on a plane, I had an intestinal twist. It would have ruptured, and I wouldn't be able to be standing here with this guy having this conversation. So guys, we got to go seek help. It's not a sign of weakness. And I really like where you're headed with this, with suicide. We've had a couple of other folks on. The industry's got an opioid crisis, which actually leads into suicide. So these are real problems that we have in a large industry. We always talk about caring about this industry. And we have to care about its people. And I love the fact that you guys are doing it. It's really had an effect on me. And anything else you want to say to these guys that are listening into us?
Yeah, it's as simple as just having a conversation. Talk about health and mental health in particular on job sites. Just start with a conversation. And, the sad reality is that more people take their own lives in the industry than are actually killed in the industry from construction operations. And it's 100% preventable, and it's something we need to get ahead of.
That's awesome, Zach. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for telling us everything about Rhumbix, everything about Movember. This is a company that cares about you, that cares about the industry, that's really moving things forward, guys. This is the Iron Man of IT from the ConTechCrew podcast, coming to you live from the expo floor at Autodesk 2018. Remember, construction starts here.